This week we'll be talking about equations of circles. Okay, what you need in order to write the equation of a circle is the center of the circle and the radius. Okay, the formula of the circle is given to you as x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. HK is the center of the circle and r is the radius. I wrote a little example down here, I drew a little example down here for you to show you. I want you to pay attention to the operations in the equation because that's important. There's a subtraction here and subtraction here. That's very important when you go to plug in the center if the center falls in a negative number, okay? All right, how to write an equation when given information. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to write the equation somewhere of the circle, write it somewhere on my paper so I can see it. Don't forget h and k is the center of the circle and r is going to be your radius, okay? Now, say the center of your circle is 2, negative 3. So if you were to plot that on a graph, you'd go 2 over, down 3, put your dot, and that will be the center of your circle. The radius is 5 in this case. Now, you're going to plug this in. So the h, of course, if you look at the equation of the circle back at the top, the h, you're going to plug in the 2, and then where the k is, you're going to put a negative 3 because that's the center of this particular circle. Now, don't forget, 2 negatives make a positive. So when you go to rewrite the final, that's what you're going to write. Your radius is 5, so 5 squared. So your final answer is going to be at the bottom, x minus 2 squared plus y plus 3 squared equals 25. And that's the equation of that circle. Okay, another way that you can write the equation of circles is if they give you the actual circle. Okay, so let's look at this one. It's kind of small, but it looks like if we were to plot, okay, they're giving us the center. It looks like it's negative 3, 1. Okay, so we know now that the center is negative 3, 1. Now, how to find the radius if they don't give it to you? You go from the center and you count each line to going outward or to any of the outside line of the circle. So if we start at the center, let's go to the right. We have 1, 2, let me see, it's kind of small. 1, 2, 3. So the radius is 3. Now, let's go down and let's look at our choices. We have A, B, C, D, and E. Our center we know is negative 3, 1. So our h is going to be negative 3. Now remember what I told you about the signs. Since it's a negative and there's a negative already in the original standard equation of a circle, then the 3 is going to be a positive. So right away we can rule out A, B, or C. We know it's not A, B, or C. Okay, so we're looking at D and E. So let's look at D. Our h is negative 3, so I'll make it a positive 3. And our k is 1, so that's negative 1. Both of those fall into that. Now, I said that our radius was 3 because we counted from the center of the circle to the outside of that line of the circle. We counted 3 spaces. So don't forget on the equation formula, it's radius squared. So 3 squared would give us 9. So in this case, our answer would be E. All right, here's another example. When given an equation of a circle, can you determine the center and radius from that circle? Okay, so this one here, x minus 3 squared plus y plus 4 squared equals 4. So looking at that, let's look at the h and k first. You have a negative 3 at the top and a 4, a positive 4. But remember again, in the original formula of the equation of a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, okay? So let's look here. If it's a negative 3, that's fine. That means our center is going to be a 3, and it's a positive 4. So that means that our center is going to be at 3, negative 4, okay? And then you're going to take the square root of the last number here, which we have as a 4, which would be our radius. In the formula, it's r squared. So we need it. In this case, we want to take the square root of that to find out what our radius is. So our answer should be 3, negative 4 with a radius of 2. So it looks like B would be our answer here. All right, thank you guys. If you have any questions, please email me or text me. Have a great day.